Democratic Party, like they continue off of one another. It's not as gross, and it's not as in your face, and it's not as awful, and it's not as like purposely violent, but it's still incredibly violent. Like you can touch on the the aesthetics of the conversation and be like, it's actually very different. It's significantly different. But ultimately it's not. What's your opinion on the recent news with Native Americans? No, I don't have any on that. People would literally complain if you didn't vote and you criticize the government. You can't win either way. Dumb. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care when people say one way or the other, like, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for, dude. Like, lol. Who cares? Wait till you hear them say you rallying for Bernie was also bad because he's not left enough. Yeah, I don't care. Those people are... People that say stuff like this are not serious people. And also, there is no reason to take them seriously anyway. They have no power. So I'm not going to spend... I think that it's counterproductive for me to, like, yell at terminally online leftists. Like, straight up. Because just laugh and move on. Just laugh at them and move on. Be like, yeah, sorry that, like, you know, my perfect leftist candidate does not exist. Who cares? Yeah, people say that on the fucking... people say that on Twitter all the time. Okay, great. The online leftists are the ones who voted for Biden. Others said principles and dignity. Okay, dude, you have principles and dignity and you didn't vote for them. Okay, sick. That's great. Anyway.
From Guatemala through Mexico to the United States. It is extremely dangerous. We are looking at a situation where people are fleeing because of hunger, because of the hurricanes, because of the pandemic. So the reason I am here is to address those issues, knowing that the people who are here for generations, they want to stay, they don't want to leave. But they need opportunity, they need assistance, they need support.
Americans don't see a lot of that on a daily basis. What they do see at their own border, children being lowered over fences, children coming in with phone numbers stenciled on their hand.
Yeah.
And so the question has come up, and you heard it here, and you'll hear it again, I'm sure. It's why not visit the border? Why not see what Americans are seeing in this crisis?
Well, we are going to the border. We have to deal with what's happening at the border. There's no question about that. That's not a debatable point. But we have to understand that there's a reason people are arriving at our border and ask what is that reason, and then identify the problem so we can fix it.
Let's talk about the corruption issue. You're notably not visiting El Salvador or Honduras, where you have leaders who have had links to...
I had to fix my light. My light broke. Why don't you go to the border? Why don't you go to the border? Like, what are you going to do, bro, when you look at the border? Like, what are you going to see? I just don't... I find this to be fucking stupid, too. Like, you have to go to the border and see the problem there firsthand. Okay. Just look at it, dude. Look at the border. Okay, I'll just look at the border and fucking take photos at the border.
The corruption. Do you have enough reliable partners in this northern triangle, in this region, to do what needs to be done?
So, we are doing the work in the region as a whole. We've been engaged as an administration, as a country, at a high level with leaders in all three of the countries.
So what specifically are you offering these countries you're visiting? Is there a quid pro quo? If you do this, we'll do this?
No, it's not about quid pro quo. It's simply about understanding, if nothing else, that the return on our investment is the same return on your investment that if you have a neighbor on your block where you grew up who's having a hard time, it's in the best...
Dude, I can't. God damn. Dude, Kamala Harris is like kind of really bad at being charismatic. It's wild. Like, I really would have... I mean, dude, you have everything, dude. The main guy is literally like fucking half dead half the time. Like, how? Just do better, dude. What the fuck? Do better. How are you so fucking bad? Fucking sucks. Elizabeth Warren got so much more than her. I mean, Elizabeth Warren got fucking brutalized in her own state, and so did Kamala Harris. So, I mean, it didn't even count. I don't think she was running by the time we got to California in the primaries, but still.
Interest not only of your neighbor, but yourself to help them out, right? And that's how we think about this work. What is the United States' interest in this? We're prepared to show up and do it in a way that is motivated by the best interest of diplomacy and democracy and goodwill.
So how quickly does this change what we see at the border?
There's not going to be a quick fix. We're not going to see an immediate return, but we're going to see progress. The real work is going to take time to manifest itself. Will it be worth it? Yes. Will it take some time? Yes.
President Biden, as vice president, led a very similar effort. What's significantly different about what you're doing this time?
I'm building off of what the president, then Vice President Joe Biden, did at that time, but also understanding that.
She needs to smile more, right? That's literally not what I'm saying. It's kind of weird of you, a fucking 10-month subscriber, to like try to make it seem like I'm saying that like a female politician is not like sexy enough or is not smiling enough, when like she can't even she smiles too much. Thank you for the 69 gift subs, Cash App. She smiles too fucking much whenever she gets nervous. And also on top of that, like, she's just not doing a good job. Like, she's just not doing a fucking good job describing this shit. At least Joe Biden is like, whenever Joe Biden talks about a particular issue, at least every now and then you'll hear him like say some fucking completely psychotic nonsense. Like, completely psychotic nonsense. Like, yeah, Jack, Guatemalan's good because it's got the hottest babes, Jack. That's why we got to make sure that the hot babes are coming from Guatemala. And you're like, what the fuck? At least it's like somewhat entertaining. And then like, you know, people are just like, oh, that's just good old Joe, dude. He's just being Joe. Wow, really popped off with the misogyny there, Hassan. You were right. She wants people to not come in a weird freak-like liberal way. Oh my God. Oh my God. She said, do not come. And that's the fucking main point of the... It's literally what she's saying, not how she looks. The chatter is self-reporting. Yeah, her sentiment expressed here is like not great. It's already a hard-ass thing to fucking describe the dumbasses to be like, we are partially responsible for the mass immigration that's happening, and it's going to actually become a problem in the future because of climate change destroying all matter of agricultural production. This 180 for Dems on immigration policies coming from political consultants for years telling top Democrats to get as reactionary on immigration as Republicans because they have to preserve the economic status quo of global North-South while realizing its current effects on immigration were inevitable. Yeah. I've said this so many times, folks. It's just like there's only one way that you can deal with this, okay? There's only one way that you can deal with this. Well, there's two ways, technically, but there's only one ethical way that you can deal with it. You either accelerate the cruelty and keep, like, making it so unmanageable to come to the United States that, like, you will get fucking murdered. Eventually, you'll be put in a concentration camp and get murdered. And that will deter you from coming across the border. Or you choose or you make it so that people don't even want to go to America because, like, they don't want to make the trek. They don't want to come to America because they are fine back home. Okay? And economic stability and political stability back home will stop people from wanting to come to the United States. If they have opportunity, they will. Dude, I got that Vice released it, dude. Holy shit. It, like, literally just came out. Why don't you guys calm down for a second?
There's more updates on this story.
Jesus fucking Lord mercy. You guys are crazy. Okay? We will look at this in a second. Okay? Oh, wait. That's wrong. Let's keep going.
this moment is different in many ways. Take, for example, the pandemic. One of the first things we, as a nation, were
Dude, what a freak, dude.
able to offer Guatemala was support with their vaccines. I've made a commitment, and we announced it last week, of 500,000 vaccines to Guatemalans. Part of what we're doing is
Oh fuck! Before we get to this, by the way, before we get to this, I have to. Your name is on the mic. Yeah, it is. Like right here. Before we get to that, I do have to run an ad. So, top of the hour, every hour, it's time for a 6-second ad break. This is the first of the day. If you'd like to no longer see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You do it for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Get those fucking primers out, boys. Adderall? What? Yeah, no transition. Shut up. I'm just running an ad break now. Okay, we're gonna continue with the video right now, but the ad break is coming. Here it is.
I've asked Microsoft to partner with us on what we can do to get people access to banking systems through technology and basically help them with their digital connectiveness. But the bones of the work, really, it's the same. Let's see the people, let's see their needs, and let's focus on it and understand our responsibility.
Why will it be successful this time if it wasn't in the past?
Well, I think there was success about what happened in the past. And again, when you look at what we're doing now, you're seeing progress. And so let's not overlook progress.
Just quickly put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border.
She gets so frazzled. That's the other thing. Like, she gets so frazzled and is like, for some weird reason, not like super confident. Just be like, yeah, I'm going to go to the border.
Been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance of the border.
Well, I mentioned it because I know Republicans have certainly come at you on this, but Democratic Congress.
Just like, this is a great opportunity to be like, what do you want me to do at the border? Do a fucking photo op? Just like Ted Cruz did? Is that what you want? Is that going to solve the problem? Like, I think she could literally be like, I'm currently on a fucking trip to every South American country. Okay? Like, clearly I'm doing something right now. It might not be the best thing. Maybe not a lot of people agree with what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. I'm the fucking vice president. Do you want me to go and do a photo op at the border? Are you going to shut the fuck up if I do that? No, because all of these fucking reactionaries that are crying about like me not going to the border are the same energy, are literally just like throwing out the same exact energy as people who are freaking out over the caravan. Threatening them directly in their home countries is definitely something. I'm just saying, even from a liberal standpoint, you could very easily flip this narrative. I'm portraying myself as a lib right now when I say, what do you want? Going to the border and taking photo ops at the wall is not going to change the immigration process in this country. Same reactionaries who criticized the squad for going to the border a few years back. Fantastic. Yeah, literally everyone made fun of AOC for crying at the border. Or not at the border, sorry, at an immigration detention facility. Everyone criticized her, and then Ted Cruz went and did the exact same thing, but on the other side. Aren't you also being a reactionary Andy? What? A reactionary Andy? No. Ultimately, this issue is not an issue. This issue is not a fucking issue. Like, immigrants coming into the country is not a problem, okay? It's just not. It is literally not a problem.
Congressman Cuellar, as a border district, has said to you and the president, come. You need to see this.
Listen, I care about what's happening at the border. I'm in Guatemala because my focus is dealing with the root causes of migration. There may be a some who think that that is not important, but it is my firm belief that if we care about what's happening at the border, we better care about the root causes and address them. And so that's what I'm doing.
As mentioned, the vice president wraps up her trip in Mexico today, where she'll meet with the country's president. And Lester will
She was also a senator and an attorney general from a state with a large border in Mexico. Yeah.
have more of that exclusive interview tonight on.
Anyway, Kamala Harris is no genius, obviously. Obabe criticizes Republicans for embracing 2020 falsehoods. Yeah, I don't really care about Tucker Carlson's take on Kamala Harris. Like, Tucker Carlson is going to do what Tucker Carlson does and like vilify Kamala Harris and criticize her, not from a legitimate standpoint, but instead because she's like a liberal, 2, brown, so and 3, woman. So obviously, like, you know, Tucker Carlson is gonna like belittle her, say she's fucking stupid. Question her intelligence, despite the fact that what she's saying basically is what you would want a Republican to say as well. Or that Vice video is whacked. What, did you guys watch it already? It's not good? Yeah, the video sucks ass. It's pretty bad, lol. It's kind of mid. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. Here, we can watch it right now. Here, fuck it. Let's just watch it. Here.
In a second. My name is... There's more updates on this story in a second. My name is Hassan Piker. I am a political commentator on Twitch and on YouTube.
Hey, happy June.
My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I am founder and CEO of The Plug.
I do not consider myself to be a journalist, no. I guess you could say I'm a political influencer.
I definitely consider myself a journalist. We're a subscription-based news platform covering insights about the Black innovation economy.
I love it. I love it.
I have no idea what...
I broadcast my commentary live on the platform Twitch.
Just live modestly like Jesus did? Yeah.
It's a live streaming platform. It's like YouTube, but for live streaming. And that's what I do every day from 11 a.m. Pacific for the 8 hours afterwards. Is this actually the grossest attempt at eradicating free speech laws? Instead of watching video on demand, you can watch continuous live broadcast, and you can actually communicate with the streamers themselves through the chat.
Caitlyn Jenner to compete in a women's golf tournament, but also Caitlyn Jenner, if you're a biological boy, you shouldn't be in girls' sports. Oh my God.
The overwhelming majority of my revenue comes from subscribers that pay either $5 a month or will use their Twitch Prime, which you can donate to get TTS, which is text to speech. To have whatever your donation, whatever you wrote out to be read during the stream.
Reading enemy movements, directional awareness, character movement, combat.
All right, I'm ending the TTS for today.
I'm only teasing. All right, yeah, this is cut the malarkey though. I think that Twitch streaming will probably be around for a very long time. I grew up wanting to be like John Oliver, and then that kind of became a non-viable option. There's probably a little bit more legitimacy and longevity that comes from becoming an anchor. That certainly, there's a lot of protection that comes along with that. But
wait, I told them that it wasn't like ultimately viable. I said that it's more viable than like TikTok and whatnot, but okay.
I like doing this.
Wait, that's kind of weird. I told them that like, damn, we did a long ass interview. Like, that's wild. That's what it came out to.
It's pretty multi-layered. We cover startups, other tech firms. We cover policy.
For the record, this is like supposed to cover the business side. That's what it is. That's why I'm talking about like revenue and stuff like that.
And workforce development initiatives that are really impacting the future of business and work. It's completely free. It gives you the rundown at the top of every week of what to know in Black tech innovation across the board.
Welcome to day one at The Plug. We are so excited to have you on board.
The Plug was somewhat accidental for me. I grew up in Seattle, Washington, across the Microsoft campus. And so in high school, worked at Microsoft every year. Most of my instructors and mentors within the tech space were Black and brown people. They were women. The idea that we weren't represented in the space or that we didn't have at all any kind of visibility in the space, particularly.
So what they're doing here, this is like a broader subject, okay? Where you guys are upset that they only did like 5 minutes, and it's not even entirely on me, but you have to remember that like they're looking at like people in the tech space, and this was the journalism one, I guess. So that's what it is. Like that's what the angle is here, and that's why. Only thing we should be watching is Hassan ditch Minecraft with Dav. Okay, dude. We'll play Minecraft. Hold on.
Particularly within journalism and how journalism was talking about Black and brown people in tech was so disconnected from the experience that I had had. And so starting The Plug was really a reflection of wanting to see deeper stories as the gig economy was taking off. As a paid member, you get exclusive access and
still use you for the title and thumbnail? Yeah, I mean, because
dibs on every new piece of reporting.
SEO.
We've been a small team, and that's allowed us to be careful and deliberate about the way in which we tell stories, as well as what we cover, and why. I really consider, this community of people who want to see Black business progress in news in a rigorous way, and I want us to continue to harness that.
Great seeing everyone.
Didn't you say they were making the video about you? I thought it was about me. I thought it was like featuring. Like I thought there was a video series where they like look at all of these different content creators, but I was wrong.
I like very little alienation from my labor. These are things that are important to me, and it gives me a lot of freedom. I'm my own boss.
I initially launched The Plug in 2016. Just
like they're talking about it from they're basically like showing like they were supposed to show like a day in the life and like show how much freedom I have and all this sort of stuff. I mean, but it's really fucking, it's really short, so I don't know how they could do that.
As a labor of love. The Plug is how I make a living these days. I was able to put myself on salary last year, which is always the dream of someone going into entrepreneurship.
I am in a place where I am financially comfortable, absolutely. But I do Twitch because I like doing Twitch. I like having a community that I can go to every single day and broadcast. So the fact that I'm able to make money off of it, great. It's awesome.
I believe that we're going to continue to see the growth of Black business and Black-led startups. We're going to see ongoing multi-billion-dollar companies created by these incredible founders and leaders.
I care about doing something that I enjoy. And something that I enjoy happens to be what I do for a living. So I'm very fortunate in that sense.
It's an odd side-by-side comparison. This feels weirdly cut to make you seem bad. Why? I don't think so. I think you guys are like, I think you guys are being like really, you guys are like over the.
There's more updates on
overboard for no reason. I don't know what the thread between the two is. Yeah, I mean, it's like two different sides of, I guess, people doing like online media broadcasting. So that's what it is. I will consume the news only in the when God 10 years after the fact. I currently live in 2011 media space, and all of you guys are lost while I am enlightened. Can't believe he wore the Coomer hat. Before this was morally lucky. Now he's lucky to have a plus. Before this, he was morally lucky, and now he's lucky to have a fluff piece on Vice. What the fuck? Who are these people that are like writing? Okay. They make you seem like a hip wannabe reporter. I mean, I was very. It's for Normans, not usual viewers. Yeah, I was very honest about being like not a journalist. I think that it's silly to be like, I'm a journalist. I'm not producing new content. And I straight up said that to them too. Like, I was like, I'm not a journalist because I'm not like creating news stories. I work with journalists from time to time, but I myself am not one. Anyway, let's get back to, you don't look bad. The point is now that you're gaining normie traction, you will need to control your story. Yeah. Really weird that they decided to minimize Cheryl's accomplishments under the headline of a white guy, ... Yeah, I mean, maybe people should get mad at me for that. I think it's my fault. There you go. Another white guy taking the spotlight away from a black female entrepreneur. Anyway, let's see what Jen Psaki had to say, because like AOC, we're going back to the Kamala Harris thing. So AOC had a good take on the Kamala Harris situation after she was just like, don't come. After, in my opinion, she didn't do a good job at like addressing the root causes at all. And AOC basically said, this is disappointing to see. She's great. She had a good take here. This is disappointing to see. Let's just watch the Kamala Harris take first.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. So let's discourage our friends, our neighbors, our family members from embarking on what is otherwise an extremely dangerous journey. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. So let's discourage our friends, our neighbors, our family members from embarking on what is otherwise an extremely dangerous journey. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border.
Okay, dude. I'm sorry. But wait, where is the I fucking hate that like I can't find the link to the K-Hive theme song. It's like gone. Where is the other, like, where is K-Hive? Like, where is Satch's K-Hive? Does anyone have the song? Oh, you found it. Okay, good.
Border. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
Been training themselves.
The United States will continue to enforce our laws.
Wait, hold on. Wait, where is the part?
On the internet. Within the Democrat.
Where is it? Is it the second part?
Harris, she wants.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris wants to vaccinate your children in the ass to make them all.
Wait, hold on. I found it.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come.
Come, more like Kamala Harris. She wants to make you never come
The United
again.
States
But
will
not in a puritanical, good Christian way, but in a weird, freak-like, liberal kind of way.
I saw the future, boys! Tell me that was not the fucking future, dude.
Welcome to the Cum Zone.
And I believe if you come to the border, you will be turned back. So let's
I fucking pre-watched the future, dude.
That dangerous.
Anyway, Kamala Harris wants to make you never come again. Like, someone has to cut that, dude. Someone has to cut that after she goes, do not come. Do not come. With the drop, like. How is that any different than what Trump would say, except for the lip aesthetics? That's it. It's literally it. This is why you said you aren't a journalist? Yeah, imagine like normies being like, oh, this Hasanabi guy said he's a journalist. And then they come onto my broadcast and then this is what they see. Me dancing to a fucking thing I said that turned into a song in this community about how Kamala Harris wants to never make you come
Do not
again.
come.
What is this?
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
We must come together.
You know, that's just, it's not that different. So, so that's what, oh, Jesus Christ, that was a big ass sneeze. So that's what AOC responded to this and said, understandably. This is disappointing to see. First, seeking asylum at the U.S. border is a 100% legal method of arrival. Second, the U.S. spent decades contributing to the regime change and destabilization in Latin America. We can't help set someone's house on fire and then blame them for fleeing. It would be helpful if the U.S. would finally acknowledge its contributions to the destabilization and regime change in the region. Doing so can help us change U.S. foreign policy, trade policy, climate policy, and carceral border policy to address causes of mass displacements and migration. And people were literally like, I saw fucking responses of like liberals. I saw responses from liberals that were just unironically the exact same as like, what the fuck? What is happening? Why is this like every time I scroll, it's like closing off? We are overwhelmed and need to slow down the number of people coming. Like, it's uBlock. Oh, okay, got it. There were so many liberals responding to her being like, you're fucking wrong. Like, Twitter deployed dogshit code. Mine started doing that a few hours ago too. Okay. So, you know, it's not surprising that AOC had this take. Let's see what Jen Psaki had to do for damage control here. Let's hear it.
What the vice president was simply conveying is that there's more work to be done, that we don't have these systems in place yet. It's still a dangerous journey, as we've said many times from here and from many forums.
Bro, this is literally the same shit that Republicans say. I'm sorry. Republicans also, on top of that, add that, like, Republicans at least give you a reason for why you shouldn't have immigrants in this country. That reason is wrong. It's false. It's white nativist. It's white supremacist in nature. Okay? Like, they'll say, like, well, you're fucking wrong. Your culture is bad. You're fucking rapists and drug dealers. That's the reason why we don't want you here. Liberals won't say that part. Liberals won't mention that, you know, we're scared of immigrants coming in. It is factually incorrect, by the way. I need to state this again. It's factually incorrect. What Republicans are stating is factually incorrect. But the counter to that is what the counter to that should be. This is a falsehood that immigrants are not causing additional crime in this country and they're not a burden overall, and that if you wanted to actually adjust to the labor prices, like, then we should legalize all the immigrant labor in this country and allow them to participate in the labor market as well as the native-born U.S. citizens do, so that everyone's wages can increase, right? So that's what the actual counter is supposed to be. Not that, like, not the refusal to say the reactionary things while simultaneously continuing with the right-wing policies.
Before, and we need more time to get the work done to ensure that asylum processing is where it should be.
Anyway, legalizing all labor in the U.S. will decrease wages because of the increase in supply of labor. Dude, you are so stupid, dude. That is the fucking most delusional, tiny-brained argument I've ever heard. Even fucking white supremacists like Tucker Carlson have a better understanding of why this move would actually, why undocumented labor actually decreases wages for all workers in this country than you do. Oh my God, dude. That's so incorrect. You are so wrong. The undocumented labor pool is a never-ending, constantly refilling pool of labor that big businesses can use against the documented labor pool. That's why the labor market can never be super tight. It's one of the many reasons, obviously, where labor could make demands to increase their wages. What you're referencing is not even basic economics. Like, you literally have misunderstood Econ 101, if that's what you think. Undocumented labor is cheaper, okay? It's reliable and it's cheaper. So, of course, our agricultural production relies on having a steady stream of undocumented migrants in a permanent second-class citizenship status to continue to exploit. Wait, what? Oh my God, my fucking chat. Please apologize for not seeing a gator. I'm very upset. Okay, I'm sorry for not seeing a gator in Florida. Anyway, don't worry, she's having a girl boss night, so libs are happy. RCN White House reporter Jazz J. Wright reports VP Kamala Harris has invited every female U.S. senator for dinner to her Naval Observatory residence on June 15th. If everyone attends, the guest list would consist of 24 female senators, 16 Democrats, and 8 Republicans. I don't understand. I mean, who gives a shit? Like, this is so stupid. Okay, great. They turned your video into a Shark Tank introduction video, to be honest, the Vice people, because the content itself is supposed to be about, like, entrepreneurs. The Vice video is supposed to be about, like, entrepreneurs in the media space. That's why it's, like, so hyper-focused on the entrepreneurial aspect. Okay? That's what it is. Anyway, North Carolina farms needed 6,500 workers 1 year less than 300 legal citizens applied. Only 7 lasted the full season. We rely so heavily on undocumented labor. Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, but this is the entirety of the Western world. Like for example, the UK relies on Polish migrant labor, right? So when Brexit means Brexit, bruv, occurred, the UK during COVID shut off their borders to outside travel, and then had to make exceptions for Polish migrants because their agricultural production was suffering from a lack of easily exploitable Polish and Romanian, easily exploitable migrant labor in the UK. So that's the truth. And that's always the truth. If you want to fix something, you can fix the requirement that people come for agricultural work don't need to be employed 80% of the time because agriculture is highly seasonal. They should be more flexible in terms of work visas. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Illegal immigrants obviously don't stay because we pay the undocumented immigrants like dog shit. What? Wait, Crowder responded to H3H3 again? What the fuck? That's so stupid. He's such a pussy for not debating Crowder. So why is he saying now? Anyway, so what frustrates me about this entire process is like the obvious consequences of not addressing the falsehoods that revolve around the red herring that is immigration being a burden on the American economy when it's the exact opposite. Okay, so that's really fucking annoying. What did I say? Steven Crowder should debate Sam Cedar. Did I say it incorrectly? What did I say? Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I'm more focused on... Okay. I'm more focused on something else right now. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, that's not like that important. Just chill. Anyway, he's a pussy for not debating Crowder. Steven Crowder's a pussy for not debating Cedar. Sam Cedar. Anyway, so if the Trump administration said something along those lines, and they have before, people would rightfully say that's fucking bullshit. Okay? So, oh shit. So why the fuck do we treat Kamala Harris differently? I mean, it's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. I think it's absolutely bullshit and pathetic that the media has a totally separate kitty glove for treating the liberal the liberal administration, and their criticisms of a liberal administration are oftentimes from the right. Like, there is never a left-leaning criticism of the media. It's so weird, or of the administration. They only fucking criticize. The media collectively will get up in arms and get upset and say, like, why is Joe Biden not addressing the migrant crisis at the border? Like, it's a big crisis. Immigrants are coming. They're taking our jobs. It's like, what the fuck? Last year, you were literally doing specials over and over again, crying in tears about like our mistreatment of migrants at the border and shit like that. All of a sudden, now you're like, why isn't the Biden camp doing more in murdering migrants? Like, what happened? Is that the only way that you can criticize an administration, is like by just taking whatever the opposing argument is? Anyway. People don't give a flying fuck about immigrants unless they're making money. What is your take on Ben Shapiro? He fucking sucks. He's terrible. Because they're objective centrists. They're not, but they're not like even centrists. They're center right always. They act like they're center left when there's a Republican in office, but they're always center or center right. And that's why Republicans will regularly criticize the media and be like, why didn't you complain when Obama did all this? And they're fucking right. So if you hate Republicans like I do, and you want professional Republicans to look silly and clownish, don't give them a talking point like this by being this like wishy-washy center-right lib Andy. It's very frustrating to see. It really just annoys the fuck out of me. Okay, do it for no reason other than the fact that like you don't want Republicans to look correct. How about that? Weiss made a video a few years back called Sweet Home Alabama and highlighted the economic impact of pushing out Hispanic workers. They don't put kids in cages, though. Yes, they put them in migrant overflow facilities, not cages. But Obama did put the kids in cages originally. Obama built the cages. Trump filled the cages. Okay. Anyway, all right. If you want to understand how fucking right-wing the media is, literally look to their coverage of unemployment right now. Like, they keep posting how, like, unemployment insurance or additional benefits that the government is offering in the form of welfare and unemployment insurance is like, or additional funds that like states are supplying until September are actually destroying the labor market and not allowing businesses to fucking thrive now because no one wants to work. And like they never turn around and say, wait, maybe the business should offer more, like higher, more competitive wages. Like they never do that. It's never government interfering with the market when the government is literally fucking helping subsidize businesses. It's always the government is interfering with the market if they're doing what the government is supposed to do, which is help people, okay? Like social safety nets and welfare policies are supposed to not be motivators for you to go back to fucking work, but instead help you survive, okay? So when the welfare actually focuses on the welfare of American citizens, all of a sudden you have everyone in fucking commerce lose their shit and get super fucking mad. It's so frustrating, dude. Anyway, capitalism is only bad for the lazy? Yeah, right, dude. I know, dude. Those lazy ass fucking servers that work at this shit ass restaurant, they have to put up with you and all the other hogs all goddamn day long. The 10-hour retail jobs where you're constantly on your feet, you're constantly trying to fucking dodge dipshits coughing on you, yelling at you over and over again. These like fucking little small business tyrants that come in and treat and lord over you and treat you like a piece of shit. That's capitalism is not rewarding them because they're just fucking lazy. A great take, by the way. Great take. Anyway, let's watch what Obabe had to say about Republicans embracing 2020 falsehoods. Let me just say something about Obama too. I got some fucking takes for Obama as well. Yeah, I'm back, dude. I'm back. I haven't done a lot of politics in a while, so I think there's a big new audience. So welcome to the new friends. If you are unfamiliar, I am a equal opportunity shitter. Okay, I think that the Democrats suck ass, and I think the Republicans are demons. Okay, so here you will get a newfound appreciation for me after this coverage, probably.
Thank you, guys.
Have you worked a service job? Just wondering? Fuck no.
More than 4 years since the Obamas left the White House. No, it was a moment the former president describes as bittersweet in his book.
Hello, everybody.
Partly because they were leaving, and partly because of what he thought might happen to the country.
You write about Sarah Palin, about her brief ascendancy, and you talk about dark spirits that had long been lurking on the edges of the Republican Party coming center stage. Did you ever think it would get this dark?
No. I thought
the closest thing I've done to a service job is client-facing sales, so that's it. But even then, it's not the same. It's nothing. Like, I had to suck up to a lot of people, but it's never the same as like being a waiter and having to serve like psychopaths all fucking day and like exclusively rely on tips to survive. So it's nothing. Anyway.
That there were enough guardrails institutionally that even after Trump was elected, that you would have the so-called Republican establishment who would say, okay, it's a problem if the White House doesn't seem to be concerned about Russian meddling, or it's a problem if we have a president who's saying that neo-Nazis marching in Charlottesville, they're good people on both sides. That's a little bit beyond the pale. And the degree to which we did not see that Republican establishment say, hold on, time out, that's not acceptable. That's not who we are, but rather be cowed into accepting it, and then finally culminating in January 6th, where...
Dude, is he crazy? Like, is he fucking insane? Dog, Republicans questioned your American status. Like, because you're black. What are you saying right now? Like, why is he whitewashing, like, the psychopathy demonstrated by the Republican population under his administration? Like, who is this supposed to serve? Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense to just be like, Republicans were a lot more stable under, they never got to this point. It's like, dude, they literally ran the most reactionary campaign they could by just pointing to you being black and therefore not American and secretly Muslim and also Kenyan. Why? How is he so fucking... How is he so conservative? It blows my mind, dude.
What originally was, oh, don't worry, this isn't going anywhere. We're just letting...
Like, Mitch McConnell straight up said in the aftermath, when there was an economic recovery necessary because of the previous administration's like lack of care in solving the housing crisis and the economic meltdown that occurred, the Obama administration had to take immediate action. Okay. Large action and immediate action to save the economy. Mitch McConnell came out and literally said, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that Obama is a one-term president. Like he said, I'm going to obstruct everything. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that Obama is a one-term president. Like they did everything. And they did. They successfully fucking blocked so much. For Obama, I think it's 100% naivete. No, it's not, dude. You're crazy. That's so childish, dude. That's naive. If you think Obama is naive, are you crazy? Obama is fucking brilliant, dude. He's a fucking shark. You're out of your mind if you think this dude is like naive. He was the fucking president. Come on, dude.
Letting Trump and others vent, and then suddenly you now have large portions of an elected Congress going along with the falsehood that there were problems with the election.
And the leadership.
Yes, McConnell said that, and then you blamed Obama for it. McConnell won. Wait, what? Maybe let him finish. Is Meatwad like portraying a silly little lip shit here on purpose, or like are they actually this fucking stupid after 10 months of being in this chat still?
Of the GOP. Briefly for one night when they still had the sort of scent of fear in them, going against the president.
And then poof, suddenly everybody was back in line. Now, the reason for that is because the base believed it. The base believed it because this had been told to them not just by the president, but by the media that they watch. And nobody stood up and said, stop. This is enough. This is not true. I won't say nobody. Let me correct it. There were some very brave people who did their jobs, like the Secretary of State in Georgia, who was then viciously attacked for it. And all those congressmen started looking around and they said, you know what? I'll lose my job. I'll get voted out of office. Another way of saying this is I didn't expect that there would be so few people who would say, well, I don't mind losing my office because this is too important. America's too important.
Some things are more important than just...
Our democracy is too important. We didn't see that. Now, I'm still the hope and change guy. And so my hope is that the tides will turn. But that does require each of us to understand that this experiment in democracy is not self-executing. It doesn't happen just automatically. It happens because each successive generation says these values, these truths we hold self-evident. This is important.
This is like, this is just like a liberal circle jerk masturbation piece, dude. I wish former presidents at least would have the decency to be like a little bit more aggressive towards the Republican Party. Maybe like a tenth more. You know what I mean? Just be a tenth of what Republicans that are currently in office are like towards Democrats. You know what I mean? Thank you, Speed Racer, for the 20 gifted subs. It's fucking so straight. Oh yeah, I'm the hope and change president, and also, you know, I believe that the country. I wish that the country would do better. It's like, what about all those fucking guys that absolutely are still on board with like these horrible pieces of legislation that's passing in Republican-run states, Republican legislatures that significantly limit the you know, absentee ballots, vote by mail procedures. Like, what's going on there? Because like those Republicans who were supposedly on the side of truth and Americans, and even went against Donald Trump, those motherfuckers are like, yeah, no, we have to fucking make sure that like, we have to make sure that we stop people from voting. It's just so stupid. You know, Republicans are still advocating for, I mean, Liz Cheney's a perfect example of this, boys. Liz Cheney is the daughter of a demon, and she herself is a demon to begin with. Literally fucking shit on her LGBT sister just to win a fucking dumbass seat. Okay? Liz Cheney is regarded as like this brave liberal Republican. Okay? Mainstream media has like made her into this hero figure, right? Liz Cheney was asked by a right-wing outlet, Axios, Jonathan Swan, recently about her takes on, you know, how Donald Trump is lying about the outcome of the election, and how she matches that with all of the initiatives that are passing in every single state that greatly limits all the initiatives that were implemented in the 2020 election cycle that made it easier for people to go out and vote. Axios is a center-right. Yes, Axios is a center-right. How is Axios right-wing? Axios is literally a center-right publisher. Did you guys not know this? Axios literally blew up under the Trump administration originally because they had a lot of access to things that were going on in the Trump White House. What? Just because they embarrassed Donald Trump towards the end of his reign doesn't mean that they're not like a center-right publisher. They are. Oh, God. I mean, most publishers are fucking reactionary as shit, so, you know. God, liberals are so... They are left-center? No, they are not, dude. Left center. There are very few publications that are actually left center. So confident in still being wrong, lol. Are there even leftist outlets left? Aren't most either center or right? Center, left, and leftist outlets are Jacobin Magazine, New Republic. I don't know. It's fucking Democracy Now! Is leftist. As far as like center left goes, maybe like Chris Hayes on MSNBC is like center left. But that's pretty much it. On The Nation is another one, obviously. The Intercept, The Young Turks. Anyway.
We're going to invest in it and sacrifice for it, and we'll stand up for it, even when it's not politically convenient.
One of the things you write, we need to explain to each other who we are and where we are going.
I'm peeing a lot today.
I mean, as somebody who has dedicated myself to storytelling. That really resonates with me. But I wonder, are we, as a country, still willing to listen to each other's stories?
Well, I think that this is the biggest challenge we have, is that we don't have the kinds of shared stories that we used to. There's always been a division along lines of race, right? We have 400 years of whites and blacks not being able to have shared experiences.